Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to Kids Kirk. Boys and girls, this morning I would like to tell you a wee story. And this is the story of an ant. Now, this ant was part of a colony of ants. And every single morning when the sun came up, just like all the other ants, he got in line, walked out of the nest, and then he gathered up food. And then when he had enough food, he walked back to his nest in a nice straight line with all the other ants who lived in the same colony. And this happened day after day after day. Neatly and cleverly, the ants gathered all the food they needed for the winter. Nobody ever even considered doing anything differently because that is what ants do. But then, this one day, this ant noticed the sun. For the first time, he wasn't looking where he was going, but he was looking at the sun. And then what happened was he noticed his own shadow. Boys and girls, just look at that. And then this ant thought, look at me. I am huge. Look at the size of me. I'm not as tiny and small as all the other ants in the colony. I'm much bigger. And therefore, I must be much more important than them. And from that day onwards, this ant decided to not do what he was supposed to do anymore. He was just lazy and he sat around because he thought he was more important than the others. And he became so lazy that one day he was just taking a wee nap. And then all of a sudden, it started snowing and the winter started. And then he realized that he didn't have any food to eat because he was supposed to gather food with all the others, but he didn't. And now they were all inside the nest, safe and eating all the food they stored up for the winter. And it was winter time and he was outside all by himself and he didn't have a single thing to eat. That's not very clever, is it, boys and girls? Of course not. He was supposed to do what he was made for, but he didn't. And that didn't end well. The same thing is true for us people. In the Bible, in the letter that the Apostle Paul wrote to the Philippians, we read the following. He says that your attitude should be the same as that of Christ Jesus. So he tells us that we should be like Jesus was. And we all know what Jesus was like, don't we? He was kind and caring. And very importantly, he was humble. He didn't ever think that he was better than anybody else. Although he was the Son of God and he was really important, he became just an ordinary person. And in that way, you could change all of our lives. This ant wasn't supposed to ever think that he was bigger or more important than any of the other ants. And just like that, we shouldn't ever think that we are better than anybody else, because that, boys and girls, will never end well. We should all strive to be like Jesus. And if we do that, we'll all take care of each other and we'll all be able to always stay humble. And that'll make God very happy. So I hope all of you have an awesome week, boys and girls. And remember, we're all the same and we all need to do what we were made for. Let's never ever think that we're better than anybody else. May God bless you all this week and always. Bye-bye.